right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol AAPL, Apple Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I do want to state some things. And the first thing is to all my first-time viewers and investors, welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Apple actually has had a bearish run, and we have seen it slightly recover from yesterday, and today it dipped again below the 50-day moving average, actually ending up closing out slightly below it. And I've been talking about this in every video, and 138, by rounding it down, I know it's 138 and some change, but 138 is a pivotal moment for the bulls. Why? Because this is the highest valuation of Apple pre-split and even after split as a stock price, right? This is the highest that Apple has ever been worth, and valuation of the company and so forth. From 138, it has been in a bearish run. It's falling below the 50-day moving average slightly every time, and every time the bulls recover, as I stated yesterday, we saw it these last two times. We wanted to see if today it was going to repeat itself, and clearly it has. I mean, yes, the bulls leveled off slightly below it, and they have some momentum. The question is, could they continue to work their way up, or is this going to work its way in a downward position? So those are the important things to keep in mind for the next coming days. And 138 is the highest point that this stock has valued at, and it's a very important point for the bulls, right? They do want to break through the 50-day moving average and start to work their way up, but for this stock to see any new highs and new resistance levels, 138 needs to be broken through. Yesterday, the stock had reached its lowest point after the split, post-split, and that was around here at 103 and some change. So 103 is the main number that the bulls want to stay away from, and the bears are trying to break through. If they go ahead and break through that, this will start to see newer lows, and it will start to see new support levels. Yesterday, the stock had closed out pretty up here, up high around this point, and the lowest point that it had reached, right, was around 106 and some change, and it started the day, obviously this was the last point of the day, it was close to 106.49, and then it started the day dipping, and there was a recovery. Now, our support level was the closing price, but I had also stated the lowest point here before this run. If it was broken through significantly, this would start to test newer lows, and that was a point to keep in mind. Interesting enough, we can see here how it was broken through in one 30-minute chart frame right here of the candlesticks, and it was broken through just by a little bit, by about $2 or $1 and some change, and it quickly rebounded, and it was used as support, and the bulls brought this one back up, leveling off slightly below the 50-day moving average by a couple of cents. But interesting enough, I had stated if that was broken through, this would start to see newer lows, and it was broken through not significantly enough to bring it down, but it was broken through for 30 minutes of the day, and quickly the bulls used it as support. You can see that here 2 times when they tried, and then it broke through it, and then the last time that the bulls actually used it as support, and it actually started to rise. So that was a very important number. It still is an important number to keep in mind for the next coming days, and to see where this is going between the end of this week and the starting of next week, and that's right here at 104. So let's go ahead and move this to their new locations. Our resistance levels and support levels have slightly changed, and obviously this resistance level is still important for future reference as this continues to move up, 112.41, but right now that is not as significant as the resistance level that we are about to look at here. This is slightly where it closed out at the end of the day, and it's important because it slightly breaks it through the 50-day moving average. So I'm going to zoom in here so that we can get a better picture of what we want to go ahead and look for tomorrow and ending this week. So it closed out at 109.01, and the 50-day moving average is 109.14. I write that down. So this is just 13 cents away from the 50-day moving average and getting into bullish territory. But for this to actually confirm getting across and turning the resistance into a support, the bulls need to break through 109.27, which is our resistance point. That's the first resistance point on bullish grounds, bullish territory. If that's turned into support, this will start to work its way up to newer highs. Now, up here, we have our first resistance level further away from the 50-day moving average, further from 109.27, and it was touched 2 times. That's why it's significant. And it was touched here, and that is 110.22. That can turn this around for the bulls. This can actually confirm that they've crossed the 50-day moving average. They crossed the first resistance level of 109.27, and they're on their way to pull themselves further away in an upward direction from the 50-day moving average, getting deeper into bullish territory by crossing 110.22. I'd write that down. That is an important point for the bulls. Now, on the other hand, and the other spectrum of things, we have what the bears want. And the bears are going to want to break through support. Our support level is 107.60. If that gets broken through, I want to emphasize how important it is because we're already in bearish territory. And if it breaks through that first support, it will be working its way down to newer support levels. And the support that was created here at this point, right, at 104.97 is great, but now there's a second low here, and that's 104.86. So if 107.60 gets broken through, the next point to keep in mind and pay very close attention to is 104.86. And if that gets broken through, it will work its way down to obviously the lowest point that this stock has reached, which is fairly close to the 103 range. And this will actually start to pull further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So very important to keep in mind. Pay close attention to the behavior. If 107.60 gets broken through, how significant is it getting broken through, and how quickly is it hitting newer lows, and are the bulls even trying to reappear? So I hope that with this information, you guys will be well equipped and informed for tomorrow's trading day. As always, if you feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, please do so. Don't forget to hit the like button, let me know you watched this video, and click on the bell by turning on all notifications so that you don't miss a single video that I post. And thank you guys so much for watching. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. And in that video, I explain when the Federal Reserve has been pumping the stocks and the market. I highly suggest anyone that's a first-time viewer or my subscriber and hasn't had a chance to watch that video, I encourage you to, because that video has some great information in regards to a technique that I've used to make 30 cents to $2 and $3 and even more, depending on the stock, right, per share. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's quick gains, and gains are gains. So I definitely want you guys to keep that in mind. Any gain that is positive is great. So check it out. 30 cents upwards to $5, $4, and to just keep it narrow and not to go too far stretched out, 30 cents to $3 are the possible profits that you can make per share. And profits are profits, as I always say. So check it out. It has great information. You obviously have to do your due diligence and your own research, but based off of the information, you can go ahead and rationalize to make your own decisions as investors. But I'm just there to share information that many people aren't talking about, and enlighten investors so we can maximize profits and minimize losses. Thank you guys again for watching the video. If it hasn't popped up just yet, it will in just a second. Click on it and let's make some money.